fatal 4-way matchup for the NXT title, match of the year contender written all over it. Adrian Neville defending against Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, and Tyson Kidd. It started out a little slow, which I'm actually kind of glad it did.
Really slow.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, is it not going to live up to expectations? But they quickly built the pace a little bit over the course of the contest. When you get to the finishing sequence, the last 5 minutes or so, I thought were fantastic. Yeah, a lot of crazy over-the-top maneuvers. Everyone's just doing this and that every 2 seconds. It's crazy. I can't even put it in words how amazing these final few minutes of the finishing sequence of this matchup was. But great stuff there from start to finish. In the end, Sami Zayn hits his finisher, gets Tyler Breeze for the 1-2-3, or gets him for the 1-2 before he can get the 3. The camera angle, and I was still suspense anyway, regardless of how this was. But camera angles in wrestling, you can always tell when someone's going to pull the referee out because the camera's in like a certain place in the ring, like right next to the turnbuckle, and where you can see someone pull the leg of the referee right out of the ring. So that kind of ruined it a little bit, not so much, or hardly at all. But anyway, Adrian Neville pulls the referee out of the ring, shoots him a quick look, hits the 450, or not the 450, I'm sorry, the red arrow, gets the 1-2-3, still the NXT champion.
Hit Sami Zayn first.
Oh, he did on the outside.
Yeah,
right?
he went to go get him and he kicked. Yeah,
that was a great move. So he knocks out Sami Zayn, gets the 1-2-3 after a red arrow, still the NXT champion. So RJ, your thoughts on the matchup, the outcome? Were you disappointed? Because I said Sami Zayn and you said Breeze, right?
I said Breeze, yeah.
Yeah. So we were both wrong there.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on the matchup, the outcome, and where the NXT title picture goes from here?
I thought the match was really good. Like you said, started off wicked slow at first, but then the last 5 minutes was ridiculous. Everyone was hitting all these ridiculous moves. The suspense was really there. There was a couple times I thought Tyler Breeze was going to win. A couple times he hit a finish out of nowhere, then throw someone out of the ring. But throughout the match, I really started to like Sami Zayn a lot more. I don't know, something about him. He's just very entertaining.
So crazy.
When he did that, through the turnbuckle DDT, I went nuts.
You saw a rival, obviously, right?
Yes.
That he did that to Cesaro back, and they said that on commentary too. That was crazy.
Ridiculous.
He is so impressive in the ring. I love it.
And then I was kind of pissed when Adrian Neville won. I was like,
a little bit too.
I kind of got mad. I was like, I kind of hate him now.
Yeah. The crowd had that kind of vibe too. They didn't explode in excitement. Like, wow, what a great match.
They were more pissed that Adrian Neville won.
Damn it! Sami Zayn didn't win, and Sami Zayn, an absolute, I don't know, Oscar or whatever the award is. I don't even know. An Emmy, whatever. Exactly, a Slammy Award for best reaction ever after that match. You just see him sitting there for a solid 2 or 3 minutes with that facial expression on his face, and given how disappointed he was that he did not come away with the NXT title, it was fantastic. But yeah, you said you were kind of pissed at Adrian Neville after the match.
I think everyone else was too. They were just like kind of like a heelish way to win.
Exactly.
Too. So everyone was like, "Fuck him."
Exactly. So the thing is that even before the matchup, they showed, and what I really liked about this matchup was that not only the build-up in the last couple of months, which we both said was fantastic last week, but going into the matchup on this show, they aired video package for all 4 guys, claiming the interviews and stuff, claiming why they will walk away with the NXT title. And when it came time for Adrian Neville's interview, and I thought it was a bit weird, they were kind of already teasing the heel turn even before all of this went down, and he was saying that people think I'm too cocky, I'm too confident, people don't think...
He's beaten all of them already.
Yeah, exactly. So he kind of had that heelish vibe to his interview, and this, to me, and it's not official yet, it kind of solidified that they are planting the seeds for a heel turn for Adrian Neville. And it's going to be kind of the same thing in my mind anyway, what they did with Tyson Kidd a couple of months ago, in which he loses to the babyface challenger. He challenges for it again, loses again, kind of gets a little frustrated, but this time he's in the champion role. It's the champion that's going to be turning heel, in that it's going to be Adrian Neville, which I think is great. I don't know how well it's going to go over, maybe in NXT, because like you said, people are pissed and they want Sami Zayn to be champion by this point. On the main roster, he's going to be a babyface. I don't know if he's going to be pulling a Big E kind of thing where he's a babyface or a heel in NXT and a babyface in the main roster, because Big E did that for a while in early 2013. But because his offense screams babyface. But if you can kick it up a notch in terms of heelish actions and stuff like that, and even if they don't opt him to turn him heel, I'm completely fine with that. But the only thing I would have a problem with is turning Sami Zayn heel.
They wouldn't. I don't think they'd do that.
I think he's just so over right now, much more than Adrian Neville, at the point where I don't think they can turn him. It's like a Daniel Bryan kind of thing where they tried to turn Daniel Bryan with the whole Wyatt family thing, and it didn't work out, and they had to go back on it. So, and speaking of Daniel Bryan, he had the best comeback in WWE for quite a long time, in terms of his offense and stuff like that. Hottest comeback in the WWE. I think Sami Zayn is taking that from him very quickly. I think on this show, if you go back and watch him, when he's doing his moves, the Kazuko kick or whatever he calls it, when he hits that in the corner, crowd goes crazy. They're ready to see a new champion crowned. Sami Zayn on the mic, in the ring, his whole character I think is great. Adrian Neville, the only difference between Neville and Zayn is that Neville, I don't think, and we'll talk about this right now, we might as well, and we've talked about this before, but we might as well get in detail about it. I don't think that Neville can get beyond a certain level on the main roster. I mean, he's a very talented wrestler, as Pac, as Adrian Neville, whatever. And he can talk. He's not a bad talker.
It's his accent.
It's his accent that really holds him back from being much, much more. So I think that's the only thing that's going to hold him back on the main roster. And I made this comparison when someone asked me a couple days ago, and that he might be the next Evan Bourne. And I don't know. I mean, he's much more of a spectacle to watch in the ring than Evan Bourne, but in that he can't really talk. And he's a better talker because he's improved over time. His promos a year ago were atrocious, but he's gotten better. Maybe you put a mouthpiece with him or something. I'm not exactly sure.
I just see him as more as a tag team star.
Yeah.
If he ever made it, when he makes it to the roster, I just don't see him as Intercontinental Champion or U.S. Champion at that.
Yeah. Like the Dynamite Kid, someone made that comparison as well. I think he could be a brilliant tag team star, if given the ball too. His size, I think, and kind of his look, and I know it sounds dumb, saying that from like a Daniel Bryan fan or something like that, because Daniel Bryan, who would have thought like he would have ever had the look of a world champion of the size, because he's on the relatively small side too. But Adrian Neville's even smaller than he is. That guy's like a dwarf. You know what I mean?
He looks like one.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't really I don't know. I would love to see them prove me wrong. I
feel like Sami Zayn and Tyler Breeze have a better chance than he does.
Yes. I think Tyler Breeze, if you evolve and tweak the character a little bit, I think he can succeed in the main roster. Adrian Neville will be too, but I just don't think he'll get beyond a certain level. Sami Zayn, I think, can. But that being said, though, I love the outcome of this matchup in that it keeps Zayn in chase mode. If you have him lose one more time, that might be pushing it a little bit. And that,
who's Sami Zayn?
Yeah. I think you need to have him win in the next special.
What would you think if they didn't even give him the title and he just went to the main roster and won a title?
I'd be disappointed. I wouldn't be pissed. I don't know. I think. Went to the main roster and won a title.
Think if Cesaro wins it, comes Survivor Series time, Zayn comes and beats him at Survivor
That's what I was thinking. I think we talked about this on the show before, and that I think
just never won the NXT Championship. Would you have a problem with that?
Not really a big problem. That's a good question. I wouldn't have a huge problem with it. But I think they built it up for so long that I think he needs to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To complete the story. And I think I see him. Someone asked me when I expect to see Sami Zayn on the main roster. I expect him to be on the main roster personally around WrestleMania 31 time. Like right afterwards, like Rusev came up this year, Paige, Adam Rose, Bo Dallas.
Emma.
I see Emma. Well, she came up a little beforehand. But around that time, exactly. I see Sami Zayn coming up around that time right after WrestleMania, because I think right now he'll just get lost in the shuffle, especially with the product being as bad as it is. You could do that, have him debut, win the IC or US title, as you said, if Cesaro wins it. That could be great. I just don't know how well he will be booked going into WrestleMania season, He'll just be ending up on another dark match on the show or something, or another Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which I don't think he deserves, But if he wins it, like Cesaro, you never know.
I don't know. I feel like you brought Sami Zayn up, he could have tons of good matches.
I believe so, with like Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. There's so many guys. Exactly, because they're all the best wrestlers on the roster. Exactly. But I think Sami Zayn has a future in the main roster, but as long as they don't turn him heel and have that great matchup that we've all been waiting for between Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn over the NXT title and culminate the story with Sami Zayn winning that belt, regardless of whether Neville is heel or not, I think it's going to be perfect. It's going to get a great reaction from the Full Sail crowd.